What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here. 60 plus years, 27 films, and one tuxedo that never seems to wrinkle. So today, we're going to be ranking every single James Bond film ever made, from worst to best, by the only metric that has ever mattered in the vault. How did it actually feel to sit down and watch it? No box office, no critical consensus, just pure experience. We're going to split this across two videos. We're covering numbers 27 to 16 today, the bottom half of the ranking, which includes some disasters, some misunderstood films, and at least one entry that I will defend with my last breath while acknowledging it has absolutely no defense. The top 15, that's where this gets heated, and you don't want to miss that argument. So let's get into it. No Time to Die was actually delayed for 2 years by a global pandemic, which, in hindsight, was perfectly appropriate because the film itself also felt like it lasted 2 years.
How did they know I was here?
What are you talking
Madeline,
about?
how did they know I was here?
2 hours and 43 minutes to tell a story that could have been told in 90 or less.
You can't run. It's too late.
The villain is supposed to be terrifying, and instead feels like he wandered in from a different, significantly worse film.
So here I am, their invisible god, sneaking under their skin.
And the big twist, the thing the whole third act hinges on, lands with a thud that echoes. I sat in the theater waiting for the film to click into gear, and it just never quite did. So, here's the thing. I respect what they were going for here. They wanted to give Bond a proper ending. Real stakes, real grief.
We both know what it feels like to have everything taken from us before we're even in the fight.
And there are moments that, land. Moments where you feel the weight of what they were attempting.
I have to finish this. For us.
I know.
But you don't get to run 2 hours and 43 minutes and ask for my patience unless every minute earns it. Most of them, they don't. It kills Bond, which is either bold cinema or the most expensive sulk in Hollywood history. Quantum of Solace is what happens when a sequel gets made without a finished script, which is exactly what happened here. They were writing it on set during a writer's strike, and you can completely tell. Every scene feels like it was shot with the understanding that another scene would probably explain it, and that scene just never came.
What the hell are you doing?
You're welcome!
You idiot! Take me back!
Maybe I'll do that later!
The editing is so aggressively fast that the entire action sequences, they become abstract art. There's this rooftop chase in the opening that I have watched 4 times, and I still I can't even describe what happens. What makes it just completely painful is that the bones of this movie are actually interesting. Bond is raw and angry in the aftermath of Casino Royale. there's something real underneath all this chaos. A story about grief being weaponized. The villain scheme, it involves controlling the water supply of a developing country, which is actually a more sophisticated idea than most Bond films ever attempt.
As of this moment, my organization owns more than 60% of Bolivia's water supply.
But yet, none of it connects. None of it is allowed to breathe. At 106 minutes, it's the shortest Bond film ever made, and it somehow still overstays its welcome. It's an impressive failure. Die Another Day opens with something completely brave. Bond captured, tortured, traded, and just stripped of everything. 14 months in a North Korean prison, and the franchise had never done anything like it, and it just works brilliantly.
Your people have abandoned you. Your very existence denied. Why stay silent?
Then they let him out, and the film transforms into something I guess I can only describe as a cry for help. There's an invisible car. There's a CGI surfing sequence that looks like it was rendered on a laptop during someone's lunch break. There's even a villain who swaps his face using gene therapy. The 40th anniversary of the franchise, and this is how they chose to celebrate it. By cramming in every Bond trope simultaneously and covering the seams with visual effects that hadn't quite caught up with the ambition. Whoever decided the answer to Casino Royale was a hard reboot was looking directly at this when they made that call. The first 45 minutes are a legitimately good Bond film. The second half, it's a different movie entirely, and not in a good way at all. It's a fascinating wreck. I remember watching Spectre for the first time and feeling it deflate in real time. After Skyfall, my expectations were enormous, and the film knows it, right? And it spends its entire runtime slowly failing to meet them.
This organization, do you know what it's called?
No.
Spectre. Its name is Spectre.
The villain reveal hits about 2/3 in. Blofeld was behind everything. Every bad thing that ever happened to Bond across the entire Craig era.
Me. It was all me, James. It's always been me, the author of all your pain.
He was pulling strings from a distance, and also, as a bonus twist, he was basically Bond's childhood foster brother.
He soothed the wounds of the poor little blue-eyed orphan. Asked me to treat him as a brother. My little brother.
I sat up straight, I rewound this thing, and I watched it again to make sure I hadn't misheard. I had not misheard. That's the plot.
Francois Bowser died 20 years ago, James. In an avalanche alongside his father.
The action sequences, they are spectacular. The car chase through Rome in the dark, that's just beautiful. train fight totally works. Desert sequences shot like a painting, right? But all of that gorgeous craftsmanship is in service of a story so contrived.
Let's go home.
It undermines every film that came before it. The Craig era deserved a better ending than this. And all it got was a very expensive, very handsome shrug. There are two things in A View to a Kill that are actually pretty great, and I want to acknowledge them before I say anything else.
Quick, somebody!
The villain, a microchip-obsessed psychopath with a bleached blonde bowl cut and the energy of someone who has been awake for like 4 days, is having just an absolute blast in this film. And his henchwoman, the towering physical presence who possibly would end you without breaking a sweat, is one of the most legitimately intimidating figures, I think, in the entire series. Both of them are firing on all cylinders. The problem is the film built around them. By this point, Bond had been doing this for like 15 years, and it showed in ways the camera couldn't hide. The action sequences have the energy of someone doing their best under difficult physical circumstances. There's this fantastic Eiffel Tower sequence. And a great theme song, the only Bond theme to actually hit #1 in the States. But there are islands of quality in a film that needed a graceful exit about 20 minutes earlier than it got one.
Not this way, that way! सीढ़ियों के ऊपर।
All right, let's talk about everybody's favorite name for a Bond film, Octopussy. And let's talk about a clown suit, too.
The suspect's wearing a clown suit, over.
At some point during the production of this film, someone in a position of authority looked at the script, read the scene where Bond infiltrates a circus while dressed as a full clown. You know, red nose, face paint, the works, and said, yeah, let's do that. Let's have James Bond, 007, licensed to kill in a clown costume. And the film plays it just completely straight.
Sir, that bomb is set to explode at 3:45. That's 90 seconds from now.
General, this man's either drunk or crazy.
That image has been living inside my head and probably a lot of your heads since you first saw it, and it's never paid rent.
He'll destroy the entire operation.
Okay, well, outside of the clown suit, Octopussy is a film that can't decide like what it really wants to be. It swings between broad comedy and tension without ever fully committing to either. And that whiplash, it just gets exhausting. There are things that work in this film. There's like a terrific pre-title sequence with a tiny jet plane. And a villain who carries himself with some actual dignity, but the film keeps undercutting its own best instincts. It knows it should be something and just keeps choosing not to be. I get it. The clown suit is a metaphor, and the film is wearing a clown suit all about itself.
Perfect image, Q.
Really, 007. Look, I haven't time for these adolescent antics.
Hey, listen, you can't do this to me! Stop that! I've got friends in this town!
Exceptionally fine shot.
I didn't know there was a pool down there.
Diamonds Are Forever. It's essentially comfort food. It's a film made by people who knew exactly what they were making. Commercially safe, deliberately silly, but yet thoroughly entertaining nothing.
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. There is something I'd like you to get off your chest.
And they just executed it with complete professionalism. After the emotional devastation of Her Majesty's Secret Service, which we're going to get to much later in the countdown,
we deeply sympathize.
Audiences apparently wanted something a bit lighter. You know, something Las Vegas. Something where Bond cracks jokes while riding a moon buggy through the Nevada desert. And that's exactly what they get. The villain is camped up to the rafters and just acting like he loves every second of it.
What if they won't accept our ultimatum? What if they decide to attack?
Calm yourself, Metz.
And the henchmen are like two enormous women named Bambi and Thumper, who destroy Bond in a fight sequence that just remains just startling. The plot involves a diamond-powered space laser, which is a kind of substance that tells you everything you need to know about the level of intellectual engagement being shown in this film.
The first laser beam was generated through a diamond, and if old Metz deserves 1/10 of his reputation, the power of that thing would be incredible.
Nobody is trying very hard here, and nobody was really asked to. It's a shrug of a film, but it's a warm shrug, and sometimes, you know, that's enough.
You're not thinking.
I sure am, boy.
Ever heard of Evel Knievel?
The Man with a Golden Gun has one of the great wasted opportunities in franchise history. The villain is a retired assassin who charges $1 million a bullet. And lives on a private island with a funhouse just full of mannequins designed to test his skills. That is a fantastic villain. He carries himself with total menace, speaks every line like a quiet threat.
Personally, I've got nothing against you, Mr. Bond, so let us hope that our paths never cross again. Please don't try to follow.
And has this philosophical argument to make about what Bond is versus what he is not. Every scene between the two of them just crackles.
There's $1 million a contract I can afford to, Mr. Bond. You work for peanuts. A hearty well done from Her Majesty the Queen and a pittance of a pension. Apart from that, we are the same.
And everything surrounding those scenes does not crackle. The plot about a solar energy device is dull in a way that actually impressed me. To make something that boring takes real effort.
Now that's what I call solar power.
There's like this comic relief character, an American cop straight out of a different and worse movie, who appears in scenes just seemingly at random and grinds everything to a halt every time they're on screen.
Oh, you is ugly.
The Funhouse duel, all right, that's legitimately great. And the rest of the film is a reminder that having a great villain and knowing what to do with one are just two entirely separate skills.
can't shoot me. I have a very low threshold of death. My doctor says I can't have bullets enter my body at any time. What if I said I was pregnant?
Casino Royale from 1967, it's actually not a film. It's an event. It's a happening.
Thank you. And welcome to France, Monsieur Bond.
It's a feature-length proof that a sufficient quantity of money, talent, and creative disagreement can produce something that functions as neither a parody, nor a series film, nor a coherent narrative, but yet, somehow, as all three simultaneously.
It's fantastic. May I take a closer look? It's quite perfect.
There were 5 directors for this film. 5. Count them on your fingers. One of them was the man who made The Maltese Falcon. Another reportedly stopped showing up to set because he so intensely disliked one of his co-stars.
You are a wretched, grotesque, ridiculous, insignificant little monster.
Nobody agrees on what this film is about, including the film itself.
Good morning, Johnson.
The result is 2.5 hours of the most confidently incoherent cinema I have ever loved. Orson Welles does card tricks.
Baccarat.
You lost.
La Ponte gagne.
Goodbye, Monsieur Le Chiffre. It was nice knowing you.
Let's not say goodbye, Mr. Bond. Let's just say au revoir.
Lovely.
Credit my account, would you?
There is a bagpipe sequence, and the entire cast dies at the end at the same time.
3, 2.
Which is either a satirical statement or evidence that the production simply ran out of ideas and time in roughly equal measure. It makes absolutely no sense, and I find it more entertaining than like most films that make complete sense.
He's Dr. Noah?
My nephew, the head of Schmersh? You mean that I have been bombed, bullied, and baited out of retirement to deal with you?
It exists in a dimension where logic is a polite suggestion, and I respect that dimension completely.
On the command, the head is turned thus, the hat is aimed thus, the gun is fired thus.
Yes, we're still working on that one.
The World Is Not Enough has a secret weapon that the film itself seems almost embarrassed to fully deploy.
So you're a British spy. Do you have a name?
My name's Bond.
The Bond girl? She's the villain, not the henchwoman, not an accomplice, the actual main antagonist of this film.
I was very upset when the money didn't kill both of you. I didn't think I'd get another chance.
A survivor who becomes a predator. A woman using Bond's predictable weaknesses against him with just surgical precision.
You should have killed me when you had the chance. But you couldn't. Not me. Not a woman you've loved.
It's the first time the franchise had done this, and it worked so damn well, in ways that lift the entire film above where it would have been otherwise.
And this is the end.
No. This is the beginning. The world will never be the same.
Then, there's the nuclear physicist. I want to be careful here. I don't want to be mean-spirited.
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. And don't make any jokes, I've heard them all.
But the casting of the physicist, a character described as one of the most intelligent people in the film.
But the world's greatest terrorist running around with 6 kilos of weapons-grade plutonium can't be good. I have to get it back, or somebody's gonna have my ass.
Is a decision so profoundly miscalculated that it has become like a kind of legend. Whoever signed off on it must have known. They had to have known.
James, it's too risky!
If I don't make it, use this chamber to get out!
The Thames boat chase that opens the film is one of the great Bond pre-title sequences ever. The villain twist is just so compelling. Those two things carry more weight than they should have to. Never Say Never Again has like absolutely no right to exist. It's a remake of a film that had already been made, produced outside the official framework specifically because of a legal dispute, and then released the same year as another Bond film. Creating a situation in 1983 where audiences had to choose which one they wanted to see. None of that should work.
Second cruise missile destroyed. Bouquet level 55%. Danger.
And none of that should produce a watchable film. And yet, the lead has so much natural authority.
This is the tears of valor. The story goes that the prophet wept, and his tears made a well.
And so much like physical confidence that the whole thing hums along on the strength of his presence alone. The villain is quietly menacing in a way that a lot of official Bond villains kind of fail to be.
Where did you hide the bombs?
You still think of escape? I must say I admire your spirit.
The female assassin, and I really mean this, is one of the most completely unhinged screen performances in the franchise's history, but obviously in the best way possible.
Hello, James. I'm Fatima Blush.
You ski very well.
I do many things very well.
She is operating on a different frequency from everyone else in this film, and it is just fantastic to watch.
You know that making love to Fatima was the greatest pleasure of your life?
Well, to be perfectly honest, there was this girl in Philadelphia.
Is it a surprisingly entertaining one that has no business being either? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it shouldn't exist, but I am so glad that it does.
Please fasten seatbelt. Reduce speed. Pedestrians in roadway.
Tomorrow Never Dies has a villain who wants to start World War III.
Floods in Pakistan, riots in Paris, and a plane crash in California.
Excellent.
So he goes and gets the exclusive television broadcasting rights to cover it. I think you should sit with that for a moment.
I'm having fun with my headlines. I need to know the exact number of survivors.
He wants to trigger an international military conflict so he can be the only network with cameras there. In 1997, this seemed like a gleeful satire. In the current media landscape, it feels like investigative journalism.
I want full newspaper coverage. I want magazine stories. I want books. I want films. I want TV. I want radio. I want us on the air 24 hours a day. This is our moment.
He plays a role with such theatrical, committed glee that every scene he occupies becomes immediately way more interesting.
Great men have always manipulated the media to save the world. Look at William Randolph Hearst, who told his photographers, "You provide the pictures, I'll provide the war." I've just taken it one step further.
The film also gives us one of the best Bond partners in the entire series. A Chinese intelligence officer who is competent, funny, and entirely capable of handling herself in any situation without waiting for Bond to show up and rescue her. Their handcuffed motorcycle chase is such a great set piece. Bond himself is comfortable to the point of autopilot, which the film doesn't push back on hard enough.
It's a bad habit of yours. There's nothing you can do.
But that villain's energy and the partner's capability just carry this film completely. This movie is actually more relevant now if you turn on the news. Alright, so that's the bottom of the barrel. The misunderstood gems. The ones that tried and failed in interesting ways, and the ones that just failed completely. If you've made it this far, you already know where you stand on most of these. Now part 2, this is where the real conversation starts. The top 15. The films that define what this franchise is capable of when everything clicks. And I promise you, there are placements in that top 15 that are going to start some arguments. The kind of arguments that fill comment sections, and hey, I want yours in there. You should probably hit subscribe right now if you haven't already and turn the notification on, because part 2 is coming and you're going to want to be there for it. Drop your predictions in the comments. Tell me which you think is going to be number 1, because I want to see how wrong most of you are going to be. And by the way, keep it weird, folks.
Well, actually, Captain, I'm with the British Secret Service. The name is Bond. James Bond.
Is he?
Are you?
Yes.
And I'm Dick Tracy, and you're still under arrest.
Mr. Bond. Miss Mr. Bond.
Yes,
I'm Miss Good Thighs.
I can see that.